restaurant critic and radio host Peter Dills. Peter readily admits to being born into the world of food, as he is the son of noted restaurant critic Elmer Dills. As far back as he can remember, Peter was following his father from restaurant to restaurant, always tasting, always learning about food and discovering new and exciting restaurants and travel destinations. As his food adventure comes full circle, he now stars on radio and television with his popular food and travel show, Dining with Dills, named after his father Elmer. And now, your host, Peter Dills.
Hey everybody, it's Peter Dills, and we're back with another podcast of So What's Next? What is next? I'm talking with someone that I've known for years, back when she was managing Pei Wei restaurant. Candie Brown, welcome to the show, Candie.
Hi.
The thing is, she didn't stay there long. These days, I see her out at the Rose Bowl, flying by me, jogging as well. I'm trying to jog and walk. So, Candie, the question is, what's next? What isn't next? What have you been doing? I'm feeling there's a lot more than just our days at Pei Wei back then. You're training, I know that.
I'm a personal trainer now. I've been a personal trainer for going on, I want to say, close to 16 years now. I left the restaurant industry and...
What year? Do you remember?
Not really, because I was still sort of in it. I would say maybe 2011-ish was probably when I said no more bartending, no more catering, no more anything. I'm completely over it.
No more dirty aprons to clean.
Yeah, exactly. So I was still kind of like doing wedding events or just small events just to kind of... It was a good way to make extra cash.
Well, for those of you that are just turning in for the first time, the whole idea of What's Next is I interview people that were in the hospitality business, could be a hotel, could be a restaurant, or planning on entering the hospitality restaurant. In this case, Candie has exited many years ago. Give us a timeline. What you were doing after you left Pei Wei, PF Chang's, whatever it's called.
After I left PF Chang's, Pei Wei, I think I went back into bartending, just because I was restaurant managing, and I realized that you work longer hours and you make less money being a restaurant manager, and there's a lot more responsibility. So after PF Chang's was probably around 2007, 2008, in that range, then I started working for a startup company, Idea Lab, in Pasadena. And it was basically a startup incubator for all kinds of different internet ideas. But I was still bartending on the side. So I was bartending at like a club, I think in Old Town, called Viva.
Yeah.
And then, I don't even know, so many various restaurants. I mean, that was 2009-ish. And I stayed bartending because it was a good way to make money. But I realized that as I got older... all the patrons stayed the same age.
Yeah, I know you're there because it's funny because when I was 30 and I would go to a restaurant or a bar, I was so polite or whatever because I wanted to be friends with that bartender. And now that I've reached 60, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I just would like to drink what I ordered. I don't need to be your friend. I just would, Anyway, that's just a little bit of insight. I look at it like, I want to be Candie's friend. Now it's different.
It's different. I think also people nowadays they're not as friendly as 10, 15 years ago. They're not as personable.
Do you feel like there's some type of entitlement that maybe is going on? I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because technology is so at your fingertips now, but I just feel like the service that we get now isn't the service that when I go out to eat now, it's like you don't have that like, hey Peter, how's it going? And you have your drink. Yeah. Like they know your drink.
Yeah.
I feel like when you go places now, you're kind of bothering them. Like
I remember when I worked at a restaurant years ago, and I was not the manager, I was a manager, and then often the bartender didn't show up, or for whatever reason I had to bartend. And I would always tell the servers, I go, if one thing you can do, and if the food comes out a little late, table 2 wants that Heineken. Bring him the Heineken without him even asking, and he'll be fine.
Yeah. That doesn't exist. I feel like that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, a couple places that I go to, I like a martini, and I'll go to Plate 38 or some places, and I sit down, and sometimes I don't even feel like a martini, and it's like, Well, you always order it, so there it is. But okay, I already know some of the answers to these questions, Candie, but I got to ask: did you ever feel that this was a career, the hospitality business? Like, oh, I can make $100,000 a year. I'm okay with this, or did you always have this thing like, I can't wait to get out of here and get into what I really want to do? It's again, the show is called What's Next.
I thought it would be a career. I thought it was something that I could do. I went from bartending to restaurant management, and then when I was in restaurant management, I started to realize that it didn't fit me.
So what was your first step? What was the pivot? Meaning that, okay, were you working at a restaurant and able to start getting clients like, hey Bob, looking a little flabby there, maybe I could walk around the Rose Bowl with you?
No, I think that was more when I was working for the startups. I got into my fitness. I stopped living the restaurant lifestyle of staying up till 4:00 in the morning, smoking cigarettes, drinking, eating horribly, waking up at 2:00 in the afternoon because my shift didn't start till 8:00 at night. So then I started getting into my fitness, and because I worked for a startup incubator, I learned how to basically start any business. So then I figured out how to start myself up, I guess, to start my own brand, because I was preaching fitness so much to my friends that they were getting annoyed with me.
Did you ever doubt? Are you still doubting yourself, or are you making a living? Meaning, like, were you like, anytime, I might have to go back and get a couple shifts, or have you always just like, okay, I can do this, no doubt?
The first couple years was rough. It was really rough. I was still working shifts, but I figured if I'm going to do this, I need to jump in completely, because having that safety net on the side made it more difficult.
Did you have to live on credit cards,
yes,
anything like that?
I lived off of credit cards. I was in the red for, like, my rent was going on my credit cards. And then I was also, when I started in the fitness industry, I was teaching classes, spin classes, boot camp classes, all of that. And it took a toll. I mean, granted, I was only 30 at the time, so my body could handle it. But, doing that 6 classes a day, 5 days a week, it was getting pretty exhausting. But that's how I learned how to pull clients. And that's how I kind of learned how to, I guess, start up just focusing my energy on personal training only versus doing
You
classes.
mentioned Idea Lab. You said that you learned some tricks of the trade from that, but you actually also, my notes say, you learned from scratch. As my mom used to say, you learn by doing.
Yes, definitely. It was trial and error, but it was believing in yourself. You have to take away all safety nets and pretty much jump in head first. Otherwise, if you have something that you can, like your parent or something that's feeding you a little bit of breadcrumbs here and there, you're not going to commit fully.
That's great advice. I mean, for those of you who are listening right now, this is What's Next, and we're talking to my good friend Candie, and she's a physical fitness trainer. She's certified, and the show is all about us talking about things like what we were doing before the hospitality business, or maybe we're thinking about getting into the hospitality business, restaurants, hotels, etc. If you're listening on Spotify, podcast, wherever your favorite podcast platform is, there's usually a place where you can leave a note. Hopefully you like the show. And my email address is thechefknows@yahoo.com. thechefknows@yahoo.com. So tell me about your day. What did you do this morning? What time did you wake up?
I wake up around 5:36 a.m. I make my breakfast, get ready, and then pretty much head to the gym. My first client today was at 6:30 a.m. I do nutrition guidance along with personal training.
Healthy and nutrition, and
yeah. So,
what do people mostly get wrong about nutrition?
Just not knowing how many calories they're eating, not knowing how much protein they're eating. In our modern day society, we are not getting enough protein as a whole. A lot of our foods come in packages, and our bodies need protein to maintain muscle mass. And the older that we get, the more our muscle mass declines. So if we're not exercising and supplementing or feeding your muscles with the protein, you're gonna lose it. So
it's like when I shop at Trader Joe's, or I go to Whole Foods and the Sprouts, and I need a quick energy, and I oh, just an energy bar. But now I actually read the ingredients. Well, and you tell me, you're the expert. I look for the less ingredients,
yes,
the better.
Absolutely.
So I get these. I got one today. It was actually pretty good. It was a peanut butter and jelly protein bar. It was $4, and I said, I don't have time for lunch today. It was pretty good, and I looked at the ingredients like, oh, there's only 8 or 9, 10 things in here, so couldn't be that bad.
And if you can pronounce the ingredients, even better. Because if you cannot pronounce the ingredients, you probably shouldn't be eating it.
All right. How about discipline? Tell us about discipline. One thing somebody can do starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow, you can just go to bed at the same time every single night. Wake up at the same time, go to bed at the same time. That regulates your hormones. It regulates your eating. Like if you go to bed at 9 o'clock Monday through Friday, but on Saturday or Friday night you're staying up till midnight, now you wake up later, your eating is off, your movement is off, everything is kind of off. So the best thing you can do, anyone, even my kids, even on the weekend, they're like, why can't we stay up later? I'm like, okay, you can stay up half an hour later, but I'm still waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning because you have to
Oh, Mom.
Exactly. You have to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning to go to school, so we're not going to mess up that.
So I got a question for you, and we have this, I'm reading some notes. I want to ask you about on your clients' behalf, 14, 15 different clients. Do they train for discipline or stress relief, lose weight? I mean, are there people that train just because you look at them and they look great, but they're friggin' stressed out?
Oh yeah, it is I feel there's something about working out where it helps you deal with the outside world, because you're facing a hard thing, you're picking up a heavy weight, you're doing something difficult that your body or your mind is saying you can't do, and once you do it, you feel accomplished. So as you go into the outside world, you can kind of deal with that person that's being, annoying or an asshole to you. And
right.
You're just kind of like, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. I can get over it.
Candie, we've got about 2 minutes left. I got just a couple more questions for you. How has this lifestyle that you've achieved in the last 20 years helped your personal life, your family life? I know you got married a few years ago, and relationships. And how can this help our listeners?
Investing in yourself, investing in your health is investing in your future, right? So that I always tell my mom clients that it's not selfish to take time to invest in yourself and to treat yourself to your workout, because if once you're healthy, then you have more time to spend with your children. If you're not healthy because you're giving all of your energy to your kids, then you get stressed out, then you're not a nice person to be around, then you're short with your kids. So you need to it's better to take the 30 minutes or 60 minutes for yourself so that you have time for your family.
Hey, it's been a real great pleasure to talk to you. So what's next, Candie?
What's next is going to continue down this path of fitness and hoping that I can spread the word of health and making it a lifestyle and not a 90-day fix.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us on What's Next. I'm Peter Dills, and if you like the show, hopefully you do, like I said, you can leave a comment. You can email me, thechefknows@yahoo.com. And as always, I always end the show, eat local. We love chain restaurants, but here on the show, we really want you to go out and try something new. Right, Candie?
Yes, definitely.
All right, Candie, thank you.
Thank you.